everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. My name is Latasha Martin, and I help individuals who are solopreneurs, whether it is in business or career navigation, work together and connect them to like-minded individuals and when they're working with them, they create a one-page plan so that they can work smarter and not harder. And so that is the goal. I am so excited about today's episode of Tasha Teaches. And so we are going to jump right into this live stream today. Our title for today is, Are You Your Biggest Barrier? And so I wanted to share this perspective because lately, or actually recently, I'm working on a project and I've been finding myself getting in my own way from opportunities. And I was thinking, I can't be alone in this. And so I wanted to talk about this today and talk about what that looks like. And then what are some practical applications that you can use in order to make sure that you are not sabotaging your own success. And so we want to start with by remembering ourselves that our biggest barriers to success in business and career sometimes can be the story that we have in our mind. So what we're going to do today is we're going to explore 3 ways that we can hold ourselves back and dive into 5 ways we can challenge those limiting beliefs. So the first one, which is most common way we can be our own barrier to success, is through the fear of failure. And you all know what it's like. You know, you've heard the analogies around the fear of failure, false evidence appearing real, or all the acronyms that go with it. But when we remember what fear is, this fear can stop us from taking risk or trying new things that could lead to our success. We may worry about what others will think of us or if we will fail. And we have to remind ourselves there's no such thing as failure. We're either learning or growing. And I think we talked about that a bit yesterday. So we may be afraid of losing money or damaging our reputation. But another thing that could help us be a barrier to ourselves is we can hold ourselves back by being overly critical of ourselves. We can sometimes be our own worst enemies. We're telling ourselves that we're not good enough or that we don't deserve success. And this negative self-talk can be incredibly self-damaging to our confidence and self-esteem. Again, the way that I like to refer to this is the stories that we have in our minds. And I know I have been, and sometimes I still am guilty of this. And so finally, we can also be a barrier to our success by getting stuck in our comfort zone. We all know our comfort zone, right? The places and the people that we like to hang out with, because it's just like, remember when we think about Linus and his little security blanket? Maybe I'm dating myself looking at the Peanuts. It was like a little cartoon that came on when I was younger. And one of the characters had this little blanket. It was all ratted up, but it was his security blanket. And that's how we sometimes deal with being in our own comfort zone. We become complacent and resistant to change. And even if we know that that change could bring us, could bring better things in our lives or greater success, it can be one of those things that, again, we're just comfortable where we're comfortable. And so now that we've identified some of the ways we can hold ourselves back, let's look at the 5 ways that we can challenge those limiting beliefs. The first one is we can start by refraining our thinking. So instead of focusing on the potential failure, we can focus on the potential for success. We can remind ourselves that failure is a natural part of the learning process, and every successful person has failed at some point. My son actually recently wrote a blog on this, and I don't know if he's published it yet, but he talks about different characters or different people in history that all the times that they failed, but it took all of that for them to actually have a win. And so the second thing we can do is challenge our negative self-talk. We can write down the negative thoughts that we have about ourselves and then counter them with positive affirmations. For example, if we think I'm not good enough, we can counter that thought with I'm capable or deserving of success. And if you are a person that says that you're a believer like me, I would say that those affirmations don't just come from ideas and thoughts in my mind, but what I'll use as a reference or a foundation is what does God say about me? What did He create me for? So when I say I'm not good enough, I know that there's a reference point that lets me know that that is a false thought. The third thing we can do is take small steps outside of our comfort zone. We can set ourselves small challenges, talking to a new client or trying a new marketing strategy. This can help us to build confidence to get used to taking risk. Now, the marketing and talking to a new client may sound like it only applies to business, but even if you're navigating your career, some intentional things you can do is start attending networking events or raising your hand to your manager, asking them if you can have a stretch assignment. So again, fourthly, we can seek support from others. If you are hanging around and understand and picking up what I'm putting down, when it comes to seeking support from others, shameless plug, one of the areas or things that I would recommend is the high capacity network. Inside of this network, you can talk to new friends that will soon feel like family or colleagues about your fears, your doubts, and ask them for encouragement and advice. We can also consider hiring a coach or a mentor who can provide us with guidance and accountability also. And then finally, we can celebrate our successes, no matter how small it might seem to somebody else. If you did something that was different than what you did the day before, even if it was just a mental model thought about something or a change of perspective on something, you want to take time to specifically celebrate those successes. Again, it may seem like it's something small to someone else, but it could be a huge step of confidence for you. And we can acknowledge those accomplishments and use them as motivation to keep pushing ourselves forward. So there you have it. We had 3 ways that we can be better. We can be barriers to our success. And then we just broke down the 5 ways we can challenge those limiting beliefs. I hope that you found this live stream to be helpful. And remember, success is within you. All you need to do is believe in yourself and take action. Thank you so much for joining today. And thank you if you're here on the live or on the replay. I appreciate you in either way. And share this podcast, these Tasha Teaches. Some of them will stay here that you can refer back to. Some of them, when we're talking about the teaching and the meaty stuff, those videos won't stay here, but they are all available in the High Capacity Network. If you're interested in learning more about that network, you can go to the bottom of the screen right here where it says latasha115959.com /HCN100. And the reason why it says HCN100 is because the first 100 people that sign up for this community will have a lifetime low entry monthly fee of only $27 a day. I'm not a day, $27 a month, which is less than $1 a day. And I think you deserve to invest more than $1 a day. We probably waste $1 a day on things that are not helpful for us. So go ahead and make that commitment to you to be the best version of you by connecting with people who are like-minded individuals just like you that are in the High Capacity Network. My name is Latasha Martin, and it was so great to be here with you for today's episode of Tasha Teaches. And do not forget that tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be on a Generational Live with Austin Martin, where you get the perspective of a Gen X and a Gen Z talking about different perspectives on different topics, and then we come together to close that gap. God bless you. Have a great day. Again, my name is Latasha Martin, and I appreciate you being here for today's episode of Tasha Teaches. Have a great day, and if you know what we got to do, right? You already know. I wish I should like do a prize and say, what am I going to do when I close out? Because those who know, they know, and I just love this new song, so we're going to play that on the outro. God bless, and we'll talk to you later. Here we go. Hey.